This is Rockin' with Chairman. It's with Rick Ventura. How you doing, my man?
All right, doing good.
Good, good. How's life treating you?
Today's pretty good. Every day is different. How about you?
Just regular day, every single
Yeah.
day of my life. You get it.
Yeah, I hear.
So you have a new album coming out called Closer to the Fame?
Closer to the Flame. You got it. Coming out April 15th in the States and April 1st in Europe. You can pre-order it now if you like.
And this band is Riot Act, but it's a new version of Riot. Is that right?
It's Riot Act. It's not really a new version of Riot. I happen to be in Riot, so hence Riot Act. But it's all about Riot Act, new music, new band, and the connection to the history is just me from being in Riot. So that's what it's about.
So tell me how this band came to be.
Came to be 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Riot was inducted in Heavy Metal Hall of Fame, which was kind of surprising to me. I was like kind of honored, actually, after all these decades of struggle that the band went through and never really got to do justice, I guess. So we were inducted, and former guitar player Lou Cavaras of Riot, myself, had talked about getting together and playing. We hadn't played, we never played together. I replaced him in Riot on the second album, on the Reader album, and remained friends throughout the years, but we never played together. And after that induction, we started to learn, bands like Metallica, Megadeth, and many other bands were influenced by Riot. So it was, you start to learn this stuff years later. You hear from people, do you know that these guys listen to you, and you were, made an impression on quite a number of bands. So we figured, it's the time is right for us to get together and do something. So after that induction, we decided to put this band together, the Riot Act, and we started playing some of the old tunes, and it was a lot of fun, and I was saying, yeah, we got to work on some originals now. But then we had some tragedy hit. Lou passed away from COVID 2 years ago, right at the start of the band. 2 years this month, he passed away. So we were kind of devastated. And prior to that, 2 months before that, we were asked to come back to the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame and play. So we played there 2 years ago. The only time we've played, haven't played since. So it's been a rough road.
How did that affect you, Lou's death?
Pretty hard, pretty shocking. If you know the history of Riot, we lost quite a few members of Riot. We lost our singer Guy and Rhett, and Mark passed away. And then when Lou passed away, I just couldn't believe it. I was like totally devastated. The band members were totally, shock. We were in shock. And we didn't do anything for months. I'm saying to myself, maybe this is not meant to be, maybe it's just not meant to be. It's like a string of bad luck. And so we didn't do anything for quite a number of months. And then we just got together and talked and decided to let's move forward and do it for us. We had a lot of music to put out there. And I'm sure Lou would have wanted us to continue and start working on originals. And that's how Closer to the Flame came about.
So you were thinking about leaving the band.
I was thinking about not doing it. Yeah, I was really thinking because I was kind of freaked out. That's like the fourth member of Riot that has passed away, former member, and I'm I don't like to be superstitious, but I was like, oh my God, this is just too much. It was just too much because Lou and I were having so much fun doing this. And he was just so full of life and energy. It's so excited about this. It just like, it just left me for a loop. I was like bummed out. I couldn't stop. I still think about him all the time. When we do this, I'm going, wow, I wish he was here, and he missed out on everything that he wanted to do. When we first talked about getting together. So it was pretty devastating. But then I had a lot of material that I was working on that I wanted to get out there, and we all wanted to play. So we started to work on new material for this record.
I mean, a lot of bands kept going without original members. I know some bands that are super famous, like Foreigner, that don't have one original member and sell out
Sure.
arenas.
Yeah, I mean, quite a number of bands continue, and that's what we did. We continued. It's we didn't even want to replace them. We just decided to continue as a 4-piece band. So here we are.
So is this album like a contribute to him? Like a tribute?
Yeah, we dedicated the album, and in fact, there's a bonus CD, bonus album with this. So it's a two album release. The second bonus disc will have 12 Riot songs, which Lou appears on. So that's pretty cool. So that's a tribute to him. So he finally, he gets out there. Fans will get to hear both of us play the old Riot songs together. So that's a treat and a tribute to him.
So they both have some classic Riot stuff as well, right?
Yeah. That bonus CD is all classic Riot stuff from 3 albums. There's 12 songs from the 3 Riot albums, and the other disc is 10 originals from Riot Act. So it's going to be a good listening experience. A lot of good music on those 2 discs.
How is Riot 5 still going?
They've always been going. Mark Reale, the original guitar player, he continued after my era of Riot was over. He continued, went in a different vein, and has been doing it for many years. And when he passed away, the band members they actually told me they were going to quit, but his father wanted him to continue. So they just called the band Riot 5, and they continued on without Mark. So they do a different metal version of what we do. We're more of on the hard rock vein. So it's 2 different bands.
Do you play the classic Riot stuff?
When we go, we're going to tour in August, and we'll be doing the classic Riot stuff from Rock City, Narita, and Fire Down Under, and maybe even from Restless Breed. I was on that album too. So we'll be doing material from the albums from that period, from the old Riot period, and we'll be doing the new material. So it's a good blend.
So in touring, do you guys make sure not to play the same places at the same time?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea how that's going to work. We have dates in England in August and September, and in Spain in September. So I don't know. We may cross paths in the future. Maybe somebody will do a double billing, and that would be interesting to see 2 different eras of Riot. So it could be interesting. Yeah. But we're friends, so it's a cool thing. In fact, Mike Flint's plays on one of the tunes on the bonus disc.
Okay.
So they asked him to play, and he was kind enough to do a solo on one of the songs there. So that'll be a treat for fans too.
So that new track, Stand or Fall, is awesome, man. It has a real old school rock sound to it, you know?
Ah, cool. I'm glad you like it. Thanks. Cool. Yeah, it does have that, you know, I mean, that's I guess where I come from.
Yeah. I seen you're signing the first 100 copies of your CD. That is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a cool little treat for fans, you know, instead of just like, you know, here, buy a CD, and that's, so I think it's kind of neat to have something, you know, it's a little different there, and you have signatures of the band. If you're a fan of the band, that's always cool. I always dug it, you know, if I got a bonus, any kind of bonus material that came with the album or CD, it's always a thrill.
You'll have to hook a brother up.
Oh, what brother is that, Jam Man? Is that you? We'll hook you up.
Really?
Yeah, I'll hook you up with something.
Swear to God?
Sure.
Swear to God?
Yeah. We'll exchange emails and we'll get you something. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Next time I see you, you'll have a Riot t-shirt, Riot Act t-shirt.
Okay, let's go, man. I guess I'm lucky, eh?
Yeah, we'll get you signatures and yeah, no problem at all, man.
How did the lockdown affect you personally?
Oh, it was it was surreal. It was surreal because I haven't played in 2 years. I haven't played a gig in 2 years, which is like, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. It is kind of devastating for a musician or anybody in the performing arts, because, you know, whether you're an actor, musician, dancer, whatever, you know, it's like not being able to do what you do for a living is kind of devastating. It really emotionally, there was a period where I didn't even pick up the guitar. I wasn't even, usually I'll go down to my studio and I'll plug in and riff away. I wasn't even doing that for the longest time. I was really bummed out because I kept hearing about so many musicians, especially in my area, that would just, you know, that died from COVID, and was just like, it was just, the whole thing was, well, I don't want to catch it, you know, so I did whatever I could to just be super careful and not bring it upon myself or any other members. Luckily, I never caught it, but so many people I know had it, and some didn't make it, and luckily some did. So yeah, it was a very bad period, you know, very bad period, something that hopefully you will never live through again, or I, or anybody.
Did you ever think about not being a rock star anymore during that time?
Interesting. No, well, you know, I don't even consider myself a rock star. You know, it's not even, I just, no, no, you know, I've never lost that feeling. It's so weird. Sometimes I know some people that grew up with me, and some people, they put it aside after X amount of years. You know, either they get married, move on, go into a different direction, but it never left me. I always had to play, and always had to write, and always had this hope, you know, one day something will happen. You know, you have that dream, and you hope that it never goes away, and it's never left me. And I guess that's why we're here today talking about the new album. That's kind of cool, but yeah, it's interesting.
What are your touring plans this year?
What, touring? August we hit England, and in September, August and September, the end of August, early September, we'll be in England, and in September after that we're going to Spain. So we have those dates locked in right now. So excited about that, because it's been so long because of the lockdown. And then we're going to actually tour in the States, I think, end of September, October. So that's in the works. So I'm really excited about that. So because I haven't played here in so long, and or anywhere actually. So it's going to be a thrill to play in the States. So we're looking forward to that.
Are you actually? I'm sorry. What do you do? Sorry.
No, people can check out our website, riotact.com, and that'll give you all the updates on where we're touring.
Are you extra careful because you know firsthand how dangerous COVID is?
Yeah, I'm very careful. I have to be. My girlfriend is immunocompromised, and so I have to be super careful everything I do. So it's kind of nerve-wracking. You know, I took every precaution, vaccinated, boosted. Luckily, I haven't caught anything, and I have to continue to be cautious. Yeah, so it's nerve-wracking living like this.
What is your favorite memory from playing a show?
From playing a show, well, we did the first Monsters of Rock festival in England in 1980, and that was, you know, for us, like playing Woodstock. It was just an unbelievable crowd, and you know, playing with Ozzy, Judas Priest. I mean, you know, I got to play Rainbow. I mean, playing with these bands that you grew up listening to and meeting them, you know, that was a treat. Like meeting Lemmy, Motorhead was there. We, you know, met Lemmy and met Ozzy. That's probably the most memorable thing. Actually, I also met Black Sabbath. We toured with Black Sabbath, so I got to meet Ronnie James during the Dio period. So I got to meet Ronnie James Dio. I got to hang out with Geezer Butler and Bill Ward, you know, and as young guys, you know, and just meeting your idols. I played with Rush, you know, so you know, so that was very cool for us. You know, if I had been on stage with the same on stage with the guys that you grew up listening to, I mean, what beats that, really, right?
Yeah. What is your worst memory from playing a show?
You know, I don't really have any bad memories. Every show, you know, went over really well. We opened with a lot of big bands, but we always went over well. It was never like, you know, we bombed, the audience hated us. It was never like that. I guess one memory that was kind of disturbing. We were touring with Rush during the Moving Pictures album, and that was a major tour. And we got to play some big arenas, and we played in our hometown. And it was the last gig we did with our singer, Guy Speranza. He left the band right after that. So here we are backstage. We played Nassau Coliseum in New York with Rush, and we're on the verge of, you know, making it, hitting the big time, I guess you would say, and our singer leaves the band. So that was kind of devastating. Even though it was a bittersweet. It was like we had a great show, and then knowing that it was going to be all over, that was a disturbing memory.
What's next for you?
Well, we're in the process of doing a new video. So we're working on a video to the title track of the album. So that'll be out in the first week. The album is, like I say, comes out April 15th. So that first week we'll have a new video. So we're working on that now. We'll be going into rehearsals for the tour, and we'll be working on new material for a second album. So that's going to be exciting. recording this first album during COVID was so weird, because everybody, we were all stayed apart from each other. I worked from home, and I did demos on my laptop, and I would send them out to the guys. So it was a very unusual experience. I never worked like that before, but going forward, I think it's going to be a lot different, and it's going to be more of us together in a studio and really working on the songs live and happening that way. So I'm looking forward to it.
How do my followers follow you?
That?
How do my followers follow you?
Oh, riotactband.com.
Okay. What do you do on your downtime for fun?
For fun, I walk my dog. I play with my dog. I work on guitars too. That's another thing. I'm always ripping apart guitars and modifying them, and that's a hobby of mine. I work on my friends' guitars. They all bring me their guitars, and I set them up and modify, and I do that to my own guitars constantly. It's not unusual for me to be up at 4:30 in the morning, changing pickups to my guitar.
Fun question. On your death row, what is your final meal?
My final meal on death row?
Yes.
Why would I be on death row? I don't plan on doing anything deserving of that. Let's see, my final meal. Wow, let's see. Who would I put down? Who did I put down? Somebody evil, somebody that's doing something evil in the world right now. I guess you can guess who that is. I may probably be, I'd have to have a martini. And probably, a nice bowl of pasta.
Nice bowl of pasta? One big, huge
pasta,
bowl?
a nice loaf of Italian bread, and some espresso afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. Any desserts?
I like Italian pastries. So I'll have a cannoli or a sourdough.
Well, thank you for being on my show. I hope the next time we talk's at the backstage at one of your shows, dude. It was a wonderful time talking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Same here, Joe, man. Take care.
You take care, man.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see you. Bye.
Care.
Peace.